All right, moving on now to the quiz 4 of the day. I'm talking to you about Sundown in 10th, Guardians in 16th, and Leaping in 15th. And so I saw each one of these teams. One thing that I would say is I expect to see Sundown move a little bit up, as I said before, and I think that they'll take this quiz. But it's interesting to me that Leaping is Fan Life's top team, and Fan Life over the past few years has made some good moves upwards on Saturdays. So I would be watching out for them because they're oftentimes good at keeping errors down and getting team participation.
Yeah, I agree. Potential sleeper pick, perhaps. Now I'm going to highlight the next quiz we have here between Rise, Dead BC, Cross Trainers. In this quiz, we've got Rise, the top team from NCO, Dead BC, one of the teams from Minnesota, Wisconsin TFC, I believe the second team from the East League that they call, and Cross Trainers, top team from out west in Washington. I've seen all these teams in a quiz. They're all pretty similar in their abilities, but in this case, I think I'm going to have to go with Cross Trainers with the victory here. Even though they aren't seeded as the highest team in this quiz, I think they have pulled this one out.
And they featured the top quizzer from last year's tournament on Cross
Oh
Trainers.
yeah, that one girl. What was her name again?
Something about Christmas, like
yeah. Okay.
First. Carol.
Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so we got in quiz 6, CB squared or CB2, Imago Day and Spurs.
What day is it?
What?
What day is it?
Imago.
Imago Day.
Oh.
Okay, so I think CB is going to take this one. You've got a really solid 200, 210 points. Possibly up to 260. Imago Day and Spurs. Imago has some really good material. Spurs is going to jump really fast, get some errors, especially against CB early in the quiz. I think that's going to hurt them, and Imago is just not going to be able to pull off enough jumps to catch up with CB squared.
Keep your eyes out for Spurs, though. They're pretty good. They got some firepower there. I'm going to talk about quiz 1 of the day, which is Inside 7, and it's Treasured, which is a team from Washington State, and Sparta, and Back to Life. Couple of interesting teams here. Actually, they're all three pretty interesting teams, kind of overlooked sometimes, but I think that there's a lot of talent on those teams. I was pretty impressed with Treasured when I saw them today, so I'm going to have to go with the favorite in this quiz. But Sparta has a lot of, they're a very confident, relaxed team, and so I would expect to see them move up from 27th place in the tournament. Back to Life's pretty good as well.
Next quiz is between Redemption, Believers, and Standing. We got a couple of Midland teams here going up against the New York team. I think the Midland teams will kind of perform a double team on this poor New York team. I think they'll just be a little bit too much for this Standing team. I think between Redemption and Believers, we've got a couple of balanced teams. I think Messengers, again, does a really good job of balancing their teams. They're efficient. They get everyone involved. But in this case, I'm going to go with Redemption as the favorite to go ahead and win this quiz.
Sounds good. In quiz 9, we have Marvel, Nazarenes, and Bold. And at the beginning here, I put up a sign that said Summit versus TFC is going to be this tournament, and that's what this quiz is. You've got Marvel from Summit, and Nazarenes and Bold from TFC. They're ranked 21st for Marvel, 22nd for Bold, 25th for Nazarenes. Obviously, a very close quiz. In this one, I'm going to have to say Marvel's going to take it. I see them winning a lot of jumps because against them today, and they did fairly well here. I'm not sure why they're ranked as low as they are. Just based off that quiz, and I think they got that quiz.
You gotta watch out for that Connor Swatala, though.
That's true.
Pretty darn good. He'll
true.
get a lot of questions.
That's a solid 100 points right there.
Yeah, right.
Don't forget about our interviewee.
Yes, hashtag Chris. All right, he's great. He's great. Okay, next quiz I'm going to talk about is quiz 75, and that quiz features Astonished, Round, and Resurrection. And you know, a lot of these teams that we're going to talk about now, we're just so grateful. It's Resurrection. I'm going to write it down. Astonished, Round, and Resurrection. And a lot of these teams we're talking about right now are full of rookie quizzers, full of new quizzers, and we're just thrilled to see everyone new here who's starting out to do something in this tournament. And it's hard to know exactly what to expect. Astonished's been through the turmoil of just a lot of change going on in St. Louis, so I expect to see them come out with a lot of strength. I think looking at the scores, Round might be experiencing a little bit of difficulties at the beginning of the day. So I'm going to go with just barely Resurrection this quiz, just barely eking out over Astonished.
Interesting take. And yes, you are correct. It is Resurrection. I have it written wrong on mine. On my next quiz. You wrote them. Okay. All right. I'm going to go with the Walking, Praising, apps quiz, not walking, linking, praising, but walking, praising, and apps. This quiz is the 29th, the 35th, and 32nd matchups here. Again, we're doing a New York, this time it's a New York double team, looks like, against the poor apps team from NCO. I think walking and praising will just kind of take over in this quiz, and we'll have to go with the favorite again with walking here, ranked 29th, to go ahead and win this quiz.
Sounds good. Quiz 77, we've got Rebellion, Sapphire, and Deliverance. Deliverance. Sorry.
Pizza?
Pizza? Oh, okay. Rebellion, Sapphire, and Deliverance. Man, that's a tough one. Like you said, you get down into some of the lower rankings, and it's kind of converse. You got the top rankings, you have no idea what's going to happen. You have the lower rankings, you don't know what's going to happen. It's really the middle ones that you know about.
It's interesting that quiz has 2 top teams. The top team from Team World and Bronzewall.
That's true. Yeah. I'm going to have to give that one to the top team from Bronzewall, actually, because they've got Sonora Wheeler and Kira McManus on that team. And those are definitely contributing. Former TFC quizzer. Definitely contributing quizzers. Not that the other teams don't have contributing quizzers, but I think they're just a little bit stronger, and that's going to take that to win those quizzes.
All right, the last quiz we're going to look at is Quiz 80, which will feature a team not determined yet, the 3rd place in Astonished Round and Resurrections quiz. And they'll be playing New City Bible Quizzing and Rogue Squadron, which are the 37, 38 teams. And down there, you know, the thing is, you go down to those sites and you might be like, well, this is the last place site. There's always some good quizzing going on. These guys who have sat through a lot of quizzes where they got destroyed get a chance to show that they know their stuff. And that's just, you know, sometimes they'll get to answer. And so honestly, I really wish I could be down there for that quiz, because you know that they'll get to answer and they'll be happy about it, and they're just going to have a great time. I won't even make a prediction for that, except that they're going to have fun and have smiles on their face, which will be a great thing.
And score points.
That's exactly right. They'll score points, which will put some smiles on their face. All right, so now we get a chance to predict coming up. Right now we're gonna predict the championship teams for after everything's said and done tomorrow. We're gonna predict those teams. So real quick, we're gonna go through that, and I'm gonna pick my 3 teams, and Nate will pick his 3 teams, and Austin's gonna pick 2 or 3. We'll see what he does. So. Well, I have to stick with my bold prediction, as hard as it is for me to do.
Yeah! Way to be out there!
That's real out there. I'm gonna go with the strength of Revelation and Riven. I'm gonna put them in the championship quiz. But my third team in that quiz is gonna be Clay. I'm gonna see Clay rising up from 7th, winning a couple big quizzes, and qualifying 3rd place for the championship quiz.
Wow. I mean, at first I thought you were going with a team that's near and dear to my heart. Bold, but you must have...
Are you guys above the black line?
Yes,
we are.
Yes,
we are. All right,
we have a chance.
Yes.
We have a chance to make the championship.
Yes.
Everyone, take note. All right.
Black line.
As far as my 3 picks for the championship, I tend to agree with Quincy here on a couple of his. I think just from what we've seen, the round robin standings so far, total points scored, total record scores that are both 17-1, as I predicted weeks ago that would happen. I think in this case, Revelation and Ribbon will indeed make the championship. I just think there's too much depth there. And as far as a 3rd team goes in, I think the fact that By Faith has gone through so much in the last couple months, so much adversity, it's really brought them together as a team, and they're going to do the same thing on Saturday. They're going to fight through some adversity, I think, and they're going to make the championship as well, and we're going to have an old classic Revelation, Ribbon, and By Faith championship.
And I would enjoy that. I think those are good predictions.
That would be good. I have, as we mentioned, there's this gap between 14th place and 15th place. Not to say that anybody in 15th and down can't do it, but I've got a team in that top 14 who could definitely get up there. So I'm just going to pick 2. I'm going to say Revelation and Ribbon with both of you. I think that's fairly clear, but By Faith might have something to say about that. And that 3rd pick, I'll just hold an orange marker in my hand and not say anything.